All right, let's talk Demon Slayer. We're gonna go way beyond the incredible fights and the beautiful animation to really dig into some of the hidden details you might have completely missed the first time around. So yeah, let's get right into it. You've seen the show, you know the big moments, but I'm telling you, this series is absolutely packed with these subtle little clues about what makes the characters tick, where they're headed, and just how powerful they really are. So let's see what you might have missed. And we have to start with one of the most emotional, most debated fights in the entire story. Of course, I'm talking about the Flame Hashira, Kyojiro Renkoku, going up against the upper rank 3 demon, Akaza. Okay, so this is the big question that has literally split the fandom for years, right? Akaza looks so casual, he's almost cheerful during this life or death battle. And because of that, a lot of people were convinced he wasn't even trying. But is that what was really going on? So, on one hand, you have the popular idea that Akaza's chill vibe means he was holding back. But if you actually rewatch and pay close attention, a totally different story starts to unfold. He wasn't relaxed because he was messing around. He was genuinely buzzing to be fighting someone of Rengoku's level. I mean, everything Akaza does in that fight screams respect, not disrespect. He was blown away by Rengoku's power and his spirit. That offer for him to become a demon? That wasn't a taunt. For Akaza, that was the highest possible compliment he could give a warrior. The whole cheerful thing, that's just him. He's a battle fanatic who loves to chat. And this quote right here, this is the key to understanding him. Akaza has this deeply ingrained, kind of twisted warrior's code. To hold back against a fighter as amazing as Rengoku, that would have been the biggest insult imaginable. He was going all out because he respected him so much. And, this whole idea of a personal philosophy driving every action, that's a huge theme in Demon Slayer. It connects right into these deeper ideas of destiny and what you pass down, which we see so clearly with the leaders of the Demon Slayer Corps. This one is so interesting. The Ubayashiki family is stuck with this terrible curse because of their connection to Muzan. So you have to wonder, why didn't they fight it? Why just accept a short, painful life? It looks like they're just giving up, but it's actually the secret to their incredible strength. See, they realized that some things, like destiny, you can't just fight head-on. So instead of wasting energy on a battle they couldn't win, they got smart. They accepted the curse, and then they focused on what they could control. That led them to get help from priests, which actually worked. It stretched their lifespans from just a few years in childhood all the way to their late 20s. That's not surrender. That's brilliant strategy. And this is where things get really cool, because this philosophy of understanding fate, it's not just an Ubayashiki thing. It connects directly to the Kamado family and a huge decision Tanjiro's father made. So Tanjiro Kamado was an absolute monster, a master of the original sun-breathing. But he had other kids, right? There's Nezuko, Teikyo. So why did he pass on the entire legacy of the Hinokami Kagura, the most important thing he had, only to Tanjiro? This was definitely not favoritism. It was a cold, calculated decision made from incredible insight. Because he'd unlocked this see-through world, Tanjiro knew his own fate, that he was dying. He had this powerful intuition, just like Yorichi, and he could see that Tanjiro was the only one with the right spirit to handle this power. That last trip to hunt the bear, that wasn't just a chore, it was the final exam. Which brings us perfectly to the hidden potential that's just simmering under the surface in so many of our heroes. These legacies and little quirks, sometimes they show up in ways that you just don't recognize as raw power at first. Okay, let's start with Konoha. You remember this, right? Way back in Season 1, Tanjiro, the guy with a forehead so hard it can stun an upper moon demon, gets knocked out cold by a single kick from Konoha. That was our very first hint that her physical strength was on a whole other level. And that raw power we got a glimpse of, it all builds up to her unlocking this insane technique, the Vermilion Eye. It let her move so fast and predict attacks so well that the Upper Moon Doma himself had to admit she had surpassed her master, the Hashira Shinobu. I mean, wow, talk about a glow-up. Now, let's shift from pure physical power to something a little different, Tanjiro's personality. He's got this kind of funny, almost obsessive habit where he has to repay every single act of kindness, no matter how tiny. It seems a little over the top, but it's actually the bedrock of his entire character. Just think about it for a second. This is a guy who literally forces money on a farmer for a basket he was given for free. But on the other end of the scale, it's also why he stands up to the Wind Hashira, one of the scariest guys around, to protect Genya. Why? Because Genya helped him earlier. That gratitude isn't just a quirk, it's the fuel for his kindness and his incredible loyalty. So, we've looked at a demon's honor code, a family's unique philosophy on fate, and our hero's hidden traits. So, what's the big takeaway? What does all this actually tell us? The bottom line is, none of this stuff is filler. These details are the threads that make the story so much richer. Akaza respecting Rengoku makes that fight a real tragedy. The Ubayashiki accepting their fate shows how truly strong they are. And Tanjiro's obsessive need to be grateful, that's the engine driving his entire journey forward. And really, we're just scratching the surface here. It just goes to show you there's always something new to find in the world of Demon Slayer. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge secrets have we all been missing this whole time?